January is Thyroid Disease Awareness Month, and what better way to bring awareness to thyroid disease than to talk about my journey and my story with getting diagnosed with hypothyroidism. So, I was first diagnosed with hypothyroidism in July of 2019, but before I was diagnosed, there was like this period of 2 weeks where I really just was not feeling good. In those 2 weeks, I experienced constipation, muscle weakness, muscle aches, extreme fatigue to the point of walking like a few feet to the bathroom and back would literally take so much out of me. And I also experienced extreme sensitivity to cold and also to heat as well. I ended up feeling like that for like I think a week and a half or 2 weeks before I went to the doctor because I swore this was all in my head. I was like, girl, you're literally fine. You're just making this up. Like, you don't actually feel what you're feeling. And so I basically just like gaslit myself into thinking that I was okay before actually going to the doctor. So then I finally go to the doctor at the end of the week and they run some tests. They run the thyroid test and they're like, your TSH, your thyroid levels are a little bit elevated, but nothing to like really bring you concern. We feel like you're fine. Drink some fluids and go home. So that's what I did. But then it was like a few days later to where I went on my family trip to Mexico and everything was fine. I was feeling like a little bit better, but not like 100%. But I was definitely like, I am well enough to go to Mexico. It was my first time out of the country. I was absolutely going to go. And so I did. And everything was fine. And then I think like the second or third day there, I remember I was walking from the pool back inside to our like room and I just felt extreme sensitivity to heat and fatigue and I was just like, oh, it's starting again. And so from that point when I got back into the room, I just panicked, I freaked out, and I ended up going to the doctors in Mexico. Now, because I had already had tests ran like just a few days before, I ended up like showing them the test, talking it over with them, and they recommended that I take I guess what was their version of levothyroxine just until I get back into the States to kind of like hold me over and then go see my primary care provider. So I did that. And once I started taking the levothyroxine, I feel like I started to feel a little bit better. But again, I don't know. I had already been like gaslighting myself. So I don't know if it was in my head or if I actually started to feel better or not. Then once I get back into the States, I go see my primary care provider. She's like, yeah, your thyroid levels are elevated. We're just going to give you the medicine. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to see if you need it. But I guess it was elevated to the point of where it was like above the normal range, but it also wasn't too far out of it. So they were like, like you are experiencing symptoms, but we don't know if this is something that you're going to be taking long term. And so from that point forward, I was officially diagnosed with hypothyroidism in 2019, and I have been taking levothyroxine